Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again for another video. Um, Sorry guys, I meant to do my live stream last night. I had every intent on doing my live stream last night on Thursday. I had all my notes, everything I was going to talk about right there, but I ended up going to the hospital last night. So I know some of you guys will get a kick out of this one, so listen up. And I know some people laughed about it. It's a serious situation. It's not really funny, but um, some people got a kick out of it. Now, I almost died off of a Jolly Rancher. Yeah, I said it. I almost died from a Jolly Rancher. So, you guys know the Jolly Rancher hard candies. So, I was, I guess, eating on it. You know how you suck on the candy or whatever. Um, and I went to go talk. I went to go say something or yell at the TV or something. I forgot what I was doing because everything was a blur after that. Then the candy just slid down my throat. I just swallowed it by accident. And I said, God damn. And I was trying to like regurgitate it back up, but it wouldn't come back up. And it was just stuck in the middle, like near my trachea. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be so uncomfortable. And I panicked because I was like, I'm about to die from a damn Jolly Rancher. This don't even make no sense. So I immediately went to the bathroom. I went to the sink and I'm trying to throw up. I'm leaning over. I'm like, ew, ew. I'm using every bit of core muscle I got to bring that shit back up and throw it out. Nothing happened. So I was like, oh damn, what am I gonna do? So I Googled it. Googled a doctor because you know you can like text doctors and stuff now. They have like these things on Google where you can actually talk to somebody via text, almost like Microsoft Teams. So I got in touch with a doctor and they said, don't panic. You may not need to go get looked at right now. Just try to drink warm liquids to try to dissolve it so it can go down. I said, okay, cool. So I drank like 3 cups of tea, blah blah blah. I didn't even go to sleep that night, and because this was the night before last when it happened, didn't go to sleep that night. Woke up, I don't know how I went through the whole workday with this goddamn piece of candy stuck in my lodged in my throat, and then not having any sleep. So then after work yesterday, I went to patient first. I know here in the DMV we have like urgent care called patient first. So I went to patient first. They said that they couldn't do anything for me. So I said forget it. I didn't want a real hospital bill, but I was like, okay. So I ended up just going to the hospital. So I got to the hospital later that evening, and of course, because of COVID still going on and people still being sick from other stuff, hospitals are packed right now. So I'm in there. I'm in the ER. They went as fast as they could. This was a really good hospital. This hospital I went to was actually the same one my son went to. So I went there and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, I'm tired as hell. I'm irritated. I'm hangry because I hadn't eaten, and I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna get back home and do my live stream at this point because I was so upset. I was just like, because I really have some good information for you guys too, but it is what it is. So I didn't leave there until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So they did what they did and ended up swallowing it. Went down my stomach and I'm good to go. Just had a little throat soreness or whatever after that because it scratched my throat, but from being in there 48 hours. But it's all good though. But that's my story with that. That almost died from a Jolly Rancher. So those of you that ever have hard candy, don't eat hard candy. They always say don't give it to kids, but shit, adults the same thing because it'll still mess us up too. Clearly, for now on, it's gummies and fruit chews. No more hard candy. I'm done. But to the story at hand. So training camp, guys. I was trying to do the live stream last night. I'll probably make it up this weekend because my birthday is on Tuesday. So I'll probably do a live stream twice this week just to make up for it. Because of course I took off on my birthday. So um, I want to praise the defense right now, real quick in training camp. They're doing really good. We know that they take off. Dak Prescott's birthday was yesterday, so they smashed the cake in his face, did all that. We know that Dak had a little shoulder injury or whatever, but it's just muscle soreness and stuff like that. And what you do with that is you rest it. That's all. Everybody made a big deal about it, but I'm like, look, It's July going into August. We don't have a real game until September 9th. So it's not really a big deal right now. Dak's going to be all right. They just got to monitor him, make him all right. We know that Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence, they're not going to do anything in training camp until they come back to the Ford Center. They leave Wednesday to go to Canton, Ohio, to play the Thursday night preseason game. That's going to be the DiNucci um, Garrett Gilbert show, and I'll talk about them in a minute. Then they have a rest day when they come back, so they don't do anything Friday. Saturday they have a joint practice with the Los Angeles Rams. That's going to be interesting. Marking that, circling that. So Mark called me. He said that he's going to the Hall of Fame game, so you guys can get some good footage from Mark, as because I know he's going to do a lot of videos while he's there. So you guys get to look at that. But this defense, it's something different about this defense this year. And I know every year we talk about, oh, E2, we talk about this defense every year, blah, 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 blah. What is this defense going to do? Well, one, they got Dan Quinn. For those of you, including me, that was anticipating and hoping on things to be either dramatically different or just different in general once Dan Quinn took over. If this training camp isn't proof of that, then I don't know what is. The fact of the matter, I know that we didn't really watch much of training camp last year because it was COVID restricted. But you look at this training camp and it's just different. These players are all in. These players are all looking lean. Like I'm in the gym myself, running and working out, just watching the video of these guys working out. Like, God, their off-season program must have been awesome. Like, this team is just looking good as far as being in shape. So there's that. Then the team is in shape. Offensive line is looking good. I know Tyron Smith had a little setback with the tendonitis, but again, that's just rest. Lyle Collins coming back looking lean, looking good. You got these rookies out here. When Dak Prescott went down for his, when they took him out of the practice because of the shoulder, Garrett Gilbert, Cooper Rush, Ben DiNucci didn't really have good practices at quarterback. I know that Amari Cooper's out. Gallup was out because Gallup had hurt his ankle flipping over that fence or whatever, trying to catch a ball where he was covered by Trayvon Diggs. So he had hurt his ankle, so he hasn't practiced. So, but I know that you didn't have all your starters, but still, it was 5 picks by the defense after Dak Prescott went out. So the backups didn't really show much, but still, we know Garrett Gilbert is more likely going to be the guy. He's had good practices prior to that one session, but he actually spoke in that as well anyway. So, but Nashawn Wright was out there making picks. Maurice Canady was out there making picks. These guys was out here, and I know this practice. I know it's against your own team, and I know it was against backups. But the fact that this defense is playing hard, they're in there, they're communicating, they're understanding the defense. Remember last year, they didn't understand the defense. That was the biggest thing. They didn't understand what Mike Nolan was trying to give to them. You got Dan Quinn in here. Dan Quinn is hands-on. He's in these guys' faces. He's on them. Every defensive guy on this team that's gotten injured. Sorry, my voice is still hoarse from the candy or whatever. But every guy on this defense is tuned in right now with Dan Quinn. Even Randy Gregory said, oh, and he's a monster out there. He can't even be stopped. I think the only guy that can stop him is Tyron Smith. But Randy Gregory's going to have a good year. Mark that. Randy Gregory's going to have a really good year. And it's funny, the talking heads ain't even talking about Randy Gregory. All they're talking about is, oh, D-Law got to step it up this year. D-Law got to step it up this year. Y'all acting like Randy Gregory now on this team. Like that. Like, that's why I told y'all, stop listening to the talking heads. They're not Cowboy fans, so they don't pay attention to the team like I do or all the other YouTubers or even you guys do. So that narrative just gets thrown out the window. But The fact of the matter that this team, this defense is in there, in there. They're ready to go. They're out here battling out with the offense. We talked about this team being middle of the pack, right? As far as the defense goes. That's all you needed, right? Technically, that's all you need for the team to even be elite. I know it sounds weird, but when your offense is as good as this Cowboys is, you only need your defense to be middle of the pack. But if they can even be better than that, I don't know a team out there besides the Buccaneers that can stop them at this point. But I will look at this. I know that it's training camp. It's just, they just got put on the pads and things like that. But it's the drive that I'm looking for. It's the will that I'm looking for. It's the fact that they are out here balling. And nobody, especially when Malik Hooker got signed, it's almost like the intensity went up with the DBs. And I'm just talking about the back end. I'm not even talking about the front line. I'm talking about the linebackers and the DBs. They are playing. This if Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch can play like their potential, which I think they're going to be much better too, because Dan Quinn has put them in the right situation. I tell you guys all the time, like, you're only as good as your weakest player. You're only as good as your coach. If your coach can't get you to that hump, then you're not going to get there. Period. That's why Jason Garrett had to go. But I like Dan Quinn. I like what he's bringing to the table. And these guys are all in. Randy Gregory didn't like what Nolan was doing because he was playing Alden Smith over him and he wasn't getting any snaps. Randy Gregory is nasty. So let him be nasty. Go out there, do what he do, and let's win some games. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. But that's really all I have right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the defense. Kelvin Joseph out there doing some things. Now, I know that he got limited in practice again. They did not disclose what the said injury was. Pretty sure it's minor because he was on the courts. Once Malik Hooker learns the defense, they're going to rotate him in there too. So I'm loving what the Cowboys are doing. They went and got Hooker. They still got DeMonte Casey. Crazy Casey and Hooker, neither one of them needs to be benched or neither one of them needs to be cut. You keep both of them because you're going to need that. And I know that, people are slated because Donovan Wilson is not the starter. Well, wouldn't start over them, but it's okay because he's the immediate backup right there. So he could just come in when these guys need rest breaks, and he could come in and take his chances and hit hard, and that's it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the effort in the defense, and they are bringing it right now. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. Like I said, I understand it's off season, but the fact of the matter, you got to be happy about what Dan Quinn is bringing. When your players are happy, they play better. They're going to play for you. They're going to run through a damn wall for you, and that's it. I didn't want the video to be too long. I just want to talk briefly about it. But we'll get more into the defense and offense, and as well as some of the players being nicked and stuff like that. It's training camp. We know that in the Hall of Fame game, we already know we're not going to be looking for anything particular outside of figuring out who's going to round off the back of the roster. Because the Hall of Fame game is not even going to be, starters and stuff playing. It's really going to be all backups and backups to the backups, pretty much. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the chat box about this defense and stuff. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this season. I'm excited about even the Hall of Fame game because it's football. It's something. You guys do realize that the Cowboys play the first game of the season when it comes to football period, which is the preseason game, and they play the first game of the season too against the Buccaneers. So, I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose because we are the Cowboys. And this is why we're the most loved and the most hated team in the NFL. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy E2 Blue. You guys enjoy your weekend. You'll be hearing back from me because it's my birthday week, baby. We're about to turn up. Peace.